start with a 50% equity in the volatile assets and 50% in the stable equity assets. Markets are volatile. It may go up. Volatile equity assets may rise to 80%. This is the time that I should book the profits from the volatile equity assets and bring the profits into the stable equity assets and make it again 50-50 as desired. Markets are volatile, so it may happen otherwise also. The volatile equity assets may drop to 25 or 30%. This is the time that I should book the proceeds. I should redeem my stable equity assets and bring the proceeds into the volatile equity assets and raise it again to the 50-50% and reset the proportion. This is our attempt to book the notional gains to the real gains and not to miss the opportunity to buy at the bottoms of the equity markets. Stable equity assets, that should be 30 or 40% minimum and maximum to the 50%. As I discussed earlier, as the debt funds are tax unfriendly, equity savings category with the debt products features and favorable equity tax benefits is the choice. Dear colleagues, to conclude my discussion about the assets, it is not the corpus, nor it is the category of the investment assets which is important, but it is the efficient rebalancing between the volatile equity assets and stable equity assets, which will help you reach the stage of financial independence. Dear colleagues, it is not the product, but it is the process of efficient rebalancing between the volatile assets and stable equity assets till you reach your goal of financial independence, which is more important. Now the last question, when a person is identified as a financially independent person, I'll answer this question for the two extremes of age 30 and age 60. I'll answer this question in the multiples of monthly expenses, because in personal finance, it is the figure of the monthly expenses which is the foundation for all formulas, all calculations, all inputs, all projections and all outputs. So say a person aged 30 years who has all milestones in his life yet to fulfill, means he is yet to buy a house, yet to buy a car, kids are to be educated, kids are to be married, assets are to be bought, and life is to enjoy it in a full frame. He needs 1032 times his monthly expenses plus his all outstanding liabilities as on date to be identified as a financially independent person as on date. Say he is spending 1 lakh rupees a month, then he needs 10.32 CR plus his all outstanding liabilities as on date to be identified as financially independent person. For another age, that is age 60, liabilities has to be 0 and practically all the milestones in the lives are to be achieved. So he needs 522 times his monthly expenses. Again, say he is spending 1 lakh rupees a month, he needs 5.22 CR to be defined as financially independent person. Now there may be confusion or complex clarity in your minds that how do I derive these figures of 1032 and 522. Dear colleagues, this is not a guesswork. I have written 2 articles on my blog, that is rkhgajjar.wordpress.com. The first one is how much wealth is in a part 1 and another is how much wealth is in a part 2. In these 2 articles, I have discussed in a scientific manner, based on the personal finance logics and reasoning, how these figures of 1032 and 522 are derived. To explain the same, I need lots of time. So dear colleagues, do visit my blog, do read these 2 articles and do appreciate the scientific reasoning and logics and basis for the derivation of these figures of 1032 and 522 for age 30 and for age 60. Not only that, I have attached an Excel sheet to my another article, that is how much wealth is in a part 2. You can download this Excel sheet. You need to apply only 3 inputs, that is your age, your monthly expenses and your all outstanding liabilities as on date. And this Excel sheet will easily and automatically calculate and give you the financial independence corpus for you, for your age, for your expenses, for your liabilities. So dear colleagues, my humble request to visit the articles and get benefit. Dear colleagues, forget about your surgeon colleagues, forget about your anesthesia colleagues, forget about your close family friends. We cannot change anybody. What we can change the best is our own selves. And dear colleagues, believe me, to change our own selves is the most important and the most appropriate job to do in our lifetimes. But change is not a chance, it is a choice. So today is a day, make a choice to be financially independent. How to be financially independent will be answered by others also in our following presentations with the help of direct equity or another assets also. But be extremely clear about why financial independence is important, because once why is crystal clear, how becomes much easy. Let us understand the significance of financial independence in the words of Shiv Khera. Only a short 1-minute video I will run.